Hi, I'm Miguel Stapleton, and if you want to find out how to do this film noir inspired look that I'm going to be demonstrating on my friend Teresa, keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give Teresa's eyebrows a little bit of a bleach through. Make sure you don't get this on the eyes or in the eyes. And I want to go from one to another quite quickly so I don't get one eyebrow more bleached than the other. It's a trial and error process, so you have to keep on checking them because I don't want them to be pale blonde. But I can see by Teresa's base that these are going to lift quite quickly and easily. A few minutes have gone by, maybe like 5 minutes, and you can see that the color is lifting slightly. And I think that's good enough, right? So they're not blonde, they're not mustard color, they're a nice honey that sort of works with the rest of the hair. So Teresa's got some skincare on, and I'm just going to quickly remove that with some micellar water so I can put my own skincare on. So I'm always curious to try new skincare, see if it actually works under makeup. So we're going to try to not do too much of this. Next thing I'm going to use is Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate. I really love using this during the day and during the night, especially in photo shoots, because it just smells amazing and has such a nice texture. I'm just going to work this into the skin. So on the lips, I'm going to use some Egyptian Magic. Love this product on the lips. I'm going to start out with some strobe cream. Gives you that glow, which sort of works in synergy with the oil I applied before. For foundation, I'm using the classic MAC Face and Body. This is C1. I was wondering if I had to add a little bit of white foundation to it, but actually I think it works just fine. And I'm working with a very tiny amount at a time. The thing I like about this foundation is that it sort of sets while you're still working at it. And that means even though it's very, very low coverage, you can sort of build it, even though you don't really have to, because we're going to use concealer after. For concealer, I'm going to mix two colors. So this is the NARS Creamy Concealer and the Double Wear by Estee Lauder. So I'm mixing 2W and Chantilly. So I'm mixing both of these. Sometimes I even mix a tiny bit of that strobe cream we used earlier on to lighten it a bit. And let's see if this works. Look up for me. Looks great. And I'm just going to do little by little, so I don't lose that skin-like quality. I'm also going to use this around the nose and around the mouth, where you can see she has a tiny bit of discoloration. Just like this way. I'm going to highlight very slightly using only that lighter Chantilly NARS concealer. I'm going to try and keep this only in this dip that Teresa has under the eyes. So a little on the center of the forehead and some on the chin, and any other place I want to highlight, really. Next, for any little spot, I'm just going to use the Studio Finish Concealer by MAC. This stuff never lets me down. This way slightly. So since I know that this is going to be more of a lip look than it is an eye look, I think I might start out with the lips. So I want these lips to look rather stained, even though we are going to go quite dark. And I'm going to use this Saemmul, how do you pronounce this? Saemmul? Real Tint. It's a lip tint I found in San Francisco in CVS. And I'm going to start by staining the lips a little. So I just remove some of that moisturizer. All of it, actually. I'm gonna see where this takes me.
Cherry cola.
Cherry cola. So I'm liking this color. And I think I might use this on the cheeks. So what I absolutely don't want is a super precise lip that looks like it's been sort of cut out. So here I'm even gonna try and use several different colors to make sure that it looks sort of a little bit messy, but still glamorous. So I'm still going to intensify that later on, but for now I'm going to take some of that, what's left of that foundation, and mix in some of this tint so we can get a nice cream blush. That looks nice. So now I'm going to introduce some more definition to these lips, and I'm going to use a different color. So this looks like a true red, and this is Kiko. Quite like these lip pencils. But still, I'm not going to do a perfect outline. I'm sort of going to fill in what hasn't been filled in yet. Instead of deciding exactly which lip shape I want right off the bat, I'm going to try and let the stain tell me. So even though I am using a lip brush, I sort of wanted a tiny bit blotchy, and I think I'm going to blur it out again with that other fluffier brush. And another rub. So this is one part Teresa's own little rub, and another part the brush. So the last thing I'm going to do to these lips is actually take a tiny bit of a black gel liner and make sure I get that stain really dark in the center. And I'm going to take another brush and go back to that lip tint and blend that out. And I'm going back to the lipstick. And this is just going to make this color last forever. So I'm going to blot this, which hopefully will make it all merge into one. Now keep it closed. And I'm going to go back to that stain. So here's that blotchiness that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to take this Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, And I'm going to start with the highlighter. And I'm not going to contour it too much, but I do want to give her a slight little bit of definition right over here. So this is supposed to be invisible. Onto the eyes. I don't want a dark eye. I do want to make it slightly tired. So I'm taking this H&M. It's a bit of a taupe. And I'm going to mix it with some of the concealer that I used earlier. So I'm not trying to create any particular shape. I sort of want it to disappear. And close. I do want to keep the lid fairly clear of this, because I'm going to put a light color there. So I'm just asking Teresa to open her eyes every once in a while, so I can see where this hits in the crease, because I don't want it to disappear when she opens her eyes. Looks good. So as you can see, this isn't especially a dark eye, but it's definitely ashy. So she looks quite tired, and that's sort of the look we're going for, or at least sleepy. So now we want to keep it quite light in toward the center of the eye. So we're going to use, instead of an eyeshadow, we're going to use this creamy concealer by Kevyn Aucoin. So we're going to apply this with a fluffy brush. I always find that fluffy brushes make creams and liquids act like powder. So it goes on quite diffuse. Turn slightly. And open. And I'm going to complete that with a little bit of a beige pencil on the inner rim. I'm also going to add this to the tear duct, and I'm going to blend this out. So here where the eyebrow sort of ends, I'm just going to draw a few hairs in. I'm going to add some brow gel to them. I'm going to curl some lashes. Look down for me. Okay. That way. So this look is going to be pretty heavy on mascara. I'm just going to powder under the eyes very slightly. And I'm actually going to be using brown mascara. Look up for me. So I'm trying to convince these lashes to take in all the mascara that they can. And I'm using brown instead of black, because I sort of want to move away from the eyes being the most graphic part, even though they are quite mascara heavy. So we were done with the lashes, but I decided that I still want a tiny bit more of the taupiness. I feel like it's too gray and not enough taupe on the eyes. Close for me. So that's that, and the last thing I want to do is gloss everything, and I mean everything, so the skin, the lips, and the eyes. So I'm using different products. For the skin, I'm going back to this Egyptian magic, and I'm just going to use my hands for this. On the lips, I'm just going to use some clear gloss. And on the eyes, I'm going to use Vanessa Merrick's Color Fix Glaze. So this is absolutely transparent, and I've only tried this once or twice. And I'm going to use a brush just to get these corners.